That's your cue.
Look at that cool thing. I'm supposed to start now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's your cue.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Stadium Journey podcast. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget about our website, stadiumjourney.com. We are the world leader in sports travel information with reviews of over 2,500 stadiums, ballparks, igloos, wherever they're playing sports. We visited all around the world. 2,500 of them, stadiumjourney.com. Social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and all the rest. Easy to find us at Stadium Journey. Like, share, and follow. To find other episodes of the Stadium Journey podcast, just pick up your phone or wherever you look for your favorite podcast, type in HIAC Talk Radio Network, and we'll be there too. If you would rather watch the podcast and look at our beautiful, beautiful faces, just check out Stadium Journey's YouTube channel. And if you want to be part of our studio audience, just check us out on social media and we'll get you there, I think. So before we start, let me introduce the gang. It's been a whole day since my first baseball season ended, so I got to introduce somebody. Dave Cotney is here. Follow him at ProFan9. Mark Viquez is here. Follow him at Ballpark Hunter. The above average comedian Dan Calachico, he's here too. Follow him at Dan Law 80.
Except for Twitter, which is Dan Law TV, because Dan Law 83 is dead.
How are they ever going to find you now, Dan Law TV?
Don't worry, I'll find you.
Dan Law 83 or Dan Law TV, depending on where you're going. Huh? So complicated.
I'll work on changing all of those.
Yeah. So guys, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but look at the comments in the peanut gallery. There's this thing going on right now. It's called the Olympics, and it's being presented in some new and unique ways this year. So you know what? We're going to talk about them. But before we get started, please indulge me for a minute because I'm going to steer this bus right into the lane Dave didn't want us to go to.
Yes, I'm in.
No, not in a social justice warrior kind of way.
Damn it!
But you know what I was thinking the other day, and I think these Olympics are going to go down, and this is coming from someone who has watched exactly 0 minutes of the Olympics. I think these Olympics are going to go down being known as the genitalia Olympics because of all the controversy. At least those of you, who get all your news off of social media, they've all been about men's penises or the lack of men's penises. I mean, think about it really quickly. I'm just going to run them down. You got the opening ceremonies, with the drag queens performing and the supposed mockery of the Last Supper. It really was a mockery of the Last Supper.
It was.
But we're not gonna get into it anyway. And did you see during the opening ceremonies the guy that are too short shorts? The reason why we stopped wearing the short shorts in the 80s, boys and girls, because stuff falls out the bottom of your shorts.
I mean, I wish I was allowed to wear short shorts because I get too hot.
Are you going to start singing Nair commercials now?
Yeah. Well, anyway, so some guy had some stuff falling out of his pants. Then you got the controversy in the women's boxing. Folks, look up Sire syndrome. And folks, don't get your news off of social media, please, please, please.
Yeah. Algerian Imane, Khelif.
And did you guys see the pole vaulting competition yesterday?
Yes, I did.
The pole vaulter he knocked over the pole with his pole. And he's setting himself up for a lucrative second career in the adult film industry. We're talking about Anthony Amirati from France. That was pretty impressive.
You just open up an OnlyFans and just boing.
Yeah. Wow. And then today the big news is the Paraguayan swimmer was kicked out of the Olympic Village because she was being a distraction, shall we say.
Oh, yeah. Luana Alonso, is that who we're talking about?
Luana Alonso, and just purely for research purposes.
Yeah,
checked out her Instagram page. She could be a little distracting, I guess, to the competitors.
Kind of looks like Margot Robbie a little bit.
But anyway, like all the big news, at least for someone who hasn't been watching anything, has just been,
Well, it keeps coming. You got
wait.
knocking over. Oh wow.
Wait. She was kicked out. Like, is she done?
Well, she was in just one event, and she got knocked out in the first round because she finished like 6th in her swimming heat. So because
she's
officially retired.
because she's well endowed, they sent her home.
She actually, what I read from, who knows if this is true or not,
She's
but
like
I was doing my research before the show, and she was being a distraction because of the clothes she was wearing and the carrying ons that she was carrying on.
Prove it. Prove it.
Sorry,
Hey,
man.
prove it.
But anyway, I digress. Thanks for taking that little trip with me. So the penis Olympics it is.
Who knew? Who knew this was such a, when we set this up, two of these things didn't even happen yet.
Exactly.
We had the Turkish guy shooting the pistol with no advanced technology.
Yeah, everybody else has got this high tech stuff, and he's just sitting there like he's playing duck hunt in his basement.
I imagine him with a joint coming out of his mouth, going.
which tell he looked like a Turkish hitman out there.
Well, that's if you were to believe social media, again, don't get your news off of social media, boys and girls.
No, go ahead, go for it.
They were saying he was a Turkish hitman.
Yeah, Turkish hit. I mean, that's funny. That's kind of funny. It's just oh my goodness there.
I'm sorry. I had
gives new meaning to the term pole vault, doesn't it?
I mean, listen, I'm just saying, some of us, sometimes it's hard to walk around with pants on. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's when they're tight, and
some of us, it's hard to walk around with.
But when your little membrane gets excited about something, I get it.
Maybe you saw that swimmer walking around the Olympic Stadium or something.
That's probably what happened. He probably saw.
I don't think. Never mind. This is going to get pornographic real quick.
All right. So anyway,
using filthy language in front of the customer.
Can I ask one question since you brought it up, Paul?
I didn't really, but okay.
Yeah. You brought it up. Well, you didn't bring him up. You brought the subject up. He's just there. Don't you find it weird that people, how do I say this? Hold on, give me a second. People who saying that they care so much about male and female want to see what's under everybody's pants so badly. Doesn't that strike you a little strange and kind of disconcerting?
Well, we know he was a guy performing in the male pole vaulting. So
no, I was talking about the boxer.
Oh, the boxer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and those two ladies are poised to win medals, aren't they? They're both in the final four.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't, piss her off. I wouldn't mess with her out on the street.
Yeah.
I got news for you.
Anyway.
I did try to deflect from all that just to bring it back off the track, not going. And I made a meme because the first boxer she beat was the Italian. And she took one punch to the nose because she quit and she went down on her knees and gave up the fight. And I just spliced it. He said, well, everybody's talking about this. Where did the other boxer go? And I just cut to the scene in The Dark Knight where the Joker slides down all the money and is asking where Eric Roberts' character is. He goes, where's the Italian? I thought that was funny. And somebody wanted to beat up my sisters because of it. But I still thought it was funny. I swear to God, that was on TikTok. I was like, I don't think sir, this is a Wendy's.
So since we are the Stadium Journey podcast, one thing that was different about these Olympics was the opening ceremony was not done in a stadium.
No.
Which I thought was a really cool idea. Paris said, hey, we got this beautiful city. Let's just do the whole dang thing all around the city. Now, did anybody in this panel watch it? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
Did it work? Was it awesome? Was it?
Yeah, I watched it. I've been hearing about it for quite some time, and I was looking forward to the swimming events in the river as well, which have not gone.
Did you hear that all the swimmers are getting sick?
Yeah, have you seen that? Have you seen that?
No public swimming there for 100 years. That's not shocking.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's like swimming in the Hudson.
I was just going to say that's like swimming in New York Harbor or something.
Yeah, or the Thames. I mean, it sounds like a great idea, but it's not. I mean, I get the Paris officials were trying. Here's the thing: when you host the Olympic Games, you build a lot of facilities that, after the events are over, go to waste. We saw a lot of these softball and baseball fields in Athens and in Beijing go unused, and sometimes you can build a stadium where you can repurpose it for something else, but there's so many things you have to build. And I think they said that only Los Angeles is probably the only city in the world that has enough pre-existing facilities to host the Olympics. But a place like Paris, you would have to, there's no baseball going on, but you would have to build these places to swim. You would have to build arenas for the volleyball, and I love watching the beach volleyball with the Eiffel Tower in the background.
Yeah, that is fantastic. What a visual that is.
Great use of
Mark, you like watching beach volleyball because of what the uniforms are.
Oh yeah, the uniforms there. Yeah, I mean they're like some countries, their uniforms are not as revealing others are, but I get it. If you're on the beach playing volleyball, you're gonna be wearing a bathing suit or bikini. So I understand that.
What do the men wear in beach volleyball? I'm just honestly asking a question.
I have no idea.
They wear shorts.
Do they wear Speedos or?
No, well, I don't know. Maybe.
So why do the women wear? That's funny, Gregory.
But yeah, you're right. You get to see Paris, a very beautiful city, showcased, and it's a lot less money, and you already use what you have, and I like the fact that they're trying to swim in the river. I thought that was a great idea in concept, but in theory, but when you practicality, yeah, it's you're swimming in not the cleanest of waters in the world, and it's tough, and I guess the way the current runs also affects the swimmers as well. So you really need to be in some sort of Olympic-sized pool. And oh yeah, I thought this was Will Ferrell for the second. So if you're looking at this picture, this is kind of what a lot of my my Republican friends, conservative friends are mad about. They claim this is the Last Supper, and how dare they mock Christianity, even though Christianity gets mocked on a regular basis.
But there's more than 12.
Yeah, this isn't the Last Supper, and even when you explain what it is to folks, they still
now look at the guy in the leather all the way to the left.
Well, they say that's a shadow, but it's France. What do you expect? They do weird things like this.
That's not a shadow.
That's not a shadow. It's not a.
That is a pole vault.
That's not a knife.
I was just going to say that's the pole vaulter.
That is the pole vault.
Yes, the pole.
It's the feast of I can't even say that name.
Dionysus.
Dionysus. Thank you. I knew I was going to miss a syllable somewhere. Yeah. It's weird because it didn't even occur to me watching it what it was like. I didn't blink. And then you check 10 minutes later, and Twitter's on fire. I was like, oh,
and then that's it. Even if you clarify what it is, see, that's gorgeous right there.
That is fantastic right there. Look at that.
Yeah, it was spectacular, and the Marie Antoinette at the palace with the Gorgia, the metal band was. I didn't think I'd ever see that in an opening ceremony.
Yeah, the metal band looked awesome too on the there. Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic, and oh my god, that might have been like personally for me. God, what year was it? Peter Gabriel did a cover of John Lennon's Imagine in 2008 or 12, and that's my favorite, air quotes. But this might have been the best. Like even I was like enamored with Celine Dion towards the end.
It was good to see her
because
I thought she couldn't perform anymore. Wow,
that's why that she's gone through so much physical therapy to get to this moment because she's got stiff body syndrome. Isn't that what it's called? Like that's the clinical.
Yeah, I think it actually is.
I don't think that's the clinical name, but
well, you come basically. You tell me.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Well, I'm sure Dave knows everything about her as fellow country woman.
I thought it was. Yeah, I mean,
maybe that pole vaulter has stiff body syndrome too.
Ouch.
Well, he's got. God, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it on this podcast.
I thought that it was great to see Celine Dion, after being
that was amazing.
Stiff person syndrome, yeah.
Being away for so long, I thought she was done. But I mean, the big question I had was why wasn't it like a French person? Why wasn't it like Someone from France.
And didn't they have like Kelly Clarkson too, and other people?
It was Lady
Gaga. Like
Lady-
I don't like. Why not people from France?
Yeah. Well, they were in the other show that everybody made fun of, the other part of the show.
Yeah, I was
See,
gonna say they were all throughout the rest of it, and they were like, "No, bad." And we're
I
like,
totally disagree. I don't think this is going to be like what Paul said the Olympics are going to be. Like this is, to me, this is the Snoop Dogg Olympics.
Well,
Because-
Nice, yeah.
Yeah,
There have been more pictures of Snoop Dogg than anything.
correct. Yep.
love how he continues to reinvent himself. 30 years
Well-
ago, he was a gangster rapper on trial for murder. Now he's everybody's favorite, uncle. Smoking pot, getting high, and hanging out at the Olympics.
Isn't it funny? We've been talking for 20 minutes. And I don't think we've talked about really sports yet.
No, we
No.
haven't. 'Cause That's
Well, the Olympics is, this is part
Yeah.
of the spectacle.
yeah, and I always enjoy watching the Olympics. I know sometimes the events are not on at proper times, but with the amount of access we have to watching these events, it's not too hard. I can remember, at one time you had to wake up to watch the events, or sometimes the events would take place, and some events have taken place early in France, and you have to stay away from social media because you want to watch them live. So that still happens, but it was nice. The other day, I was like my last day of work, last day before summer ended for me here in Indiana. And, I'm watching teen handball, then it was beach volleyball, then it was 3-on-3 basketball. And it was just kind of, fun to see all these different events pop up. And, you just enjoy something that happens every 4 years. And, like the last Olympics we had took place during the pandemic. I mean, we're supposed to take place, but the pandemic hit. And I don't think I watched any events. So this is my first time in 8 years. I'm actually enjoying the Olympics once again. And, I don't know how everybody else here feels about it, but I mean, do you guys have a certain sport you like to watch that pretty much comes up only around Olympic time for you?
Yeah,
I've
any
watched-
of them.
I've watched almost nothing,
Oh, okay.
honestly. And
And I've watched less than Dave.
Oh, goodness.
to me, it's kind of
Well, that's it. The show's over. Let's go
Yeah.
home.
But it,
no. I mean, the
finish your
Olympics
point, Dave.
have become professionalized, too professionalized. So, I mean, who cares about tennis or golf, or like how is Olympic tennis any different than regular tennis? How is Olympic golf different than any other golf? All of these things have a world championship, right? Like just because the Americans don't want to play basketball in the world championships because I don't know, whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't get that
I mean,
either.
now we're supposed to get excited about American basketball. I don't know. To me, it's just, it's not the same as it once was. The counting of medals is getting a little silly. So, oh, well, Michael Phelps is the greatest Olympian of all time. Well, Michael Phelps has the opportunity to do how many events in each Olympics, right? If you're a fencer, you could win gold medal at 5 different Olympics and have 5 medals and not come close. But does that mean you're less dominant than Michael Phelps? Well,
Right.
not really.
In gymnastics, there's 27 different events that you can compete in. And like if you're a basketball player, you have one. So no one is ever going to be a greater Olympian than Eric Heiden, who won every gold medal in the Olympics he competed in, from the tiny little sprints to the marathons. No one can touch that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sometimes you become a hero, like Simone Biles. She becomes a hero during these Olympics, and we hear about her. And I think this is her last Olympics, if I'm correct. So the training, and sometimes, some of these are true amateurs. They're not getting paid, But yeah, it's.
I was gonna say it's become professional except for the paychecks.
Yeah, I like, and who knows, that could change.
You don't think Simone Biles is getting paid?
Not by the Olympic Committee, no. That's
Actually, she is. So
she's making money somehow, obviously.
They do have. The United States has a bonus for winning a gold medal. It's like $35,000.
for winning a gold medal, but not for performing. So if she didn't win a gold medal, how much money would she be making?
But why?
Did you see that the bonuses in some countries are crazy? You just mentioned 35,000 for the United States.
In Hong Kong, it's like 400,000 or something.
Yeah.
35,000 American dollars.
Eileen Gu is.
Why should the USOC pay any of these people?
I apply all my rules to them that I apply to the NCAA. My friend.
Are they all? Is the USOC sitting on like a warehouse full of money?
Not my problem. If they can't run it, then and make money, then don't.
Well, yeah, I'm
friggin'
wondering
run it.
where is this money coming from? How are they able to send all these people over? I can tell you who's not making money on the Olympic, the handball and the badminton teams.
I just want to know who thinks $35,000 to Simone Biles is anything.
It's
She's
a nice
making
check.
millions off of endorsements.
Endorsements.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. That's you become
Okay. That's her endorsements, though, because she's the athlete that she is. What's that got to do with the Olympic Committee paying her? They're still paying her peanuts as far as American dollars are concerned.
I know they get some kind of training stipend. I don't know how much it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
probably different. Like Mark said, it's probably
me
different for different sports.
You guys told me the amount. I don't know. I have no idea.
Like Flavor Flav had to rescue like Gregory said here in the chat. Yeah. Flavor Flav had to rescue the water polo team.
Oh, the water polo team. That's right. And then there was another player like 2 days ago that tweeted something, and he saw it, tweeted at her, said, "I got you," and paid an entrance fee or something. I can't remember what it was now, but Flavor Flav is like
he's trying to be Snoop Dogg, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean.
And
no comment.
Would never put Flavor Flav and water polo together. But those are the cool stories you hear about, and they're just kind of unexpected. I mean, you're right. We haven't even talked about many events yet. And look how much we've discussed so far. You're right. Not everybody watches the Olympics. My wife can care less, and not only does my wife not care about the Olympics, she has to tell you why she doesn't care. She has to tell you, I don't get that. I don't like. She makes me feel bad because I want to watch the Olympics. It's just, I'm like, if I want to watch the Olympics, fine. Go watch one of your goofy Lifetime movies or Hallmark Channels movies.
It's like you're living in my house, Mark. It's the same thing going on here.
Yeah.
So Mark, you mentioned, there's a lot of sports that we see during the Olympics, and then they kind of go away for 4 years until the next Olympics, and then they all get dusted off, and we see them again. One of the things you wanted to talk about was some of your favorite obscure sports that show up in the Olympics.
The gun shooting one.
The gun shooter one was fun. Just you're right, because of the Turk that was in there. I totally was digging that because all these other guys have these like goggles and like high tech merchandise on. And
are you allowed to say Turk?
I think he can, right? Turks.
I was kidding, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I hope so. I hope so. The guy from Turkey. So
now we're canceled.
He's he's in his 50s, and
is Turk a slur? I'm being serious.
Oh no, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, he took home a silver. That's just awesome to hear that. Remember there was a few years ago the guy who owned a pizza restaurant took home a bronze in curling. That's just fun stuff. To me, my favorite, the one Olympic sport I like watching all the time is team handball, or they just call it handball, and it
just sounds dirty. That sounds dirty, like pole vaulting.
Well, never mind. Anyway, and handball is extremely popular in Europe. I think they had 53,000 people at the Euros for.
What's handball? Is it kickball without using their feet?
It's a combination soccer and basketball.
Like soccer and basketball. It's like these guys play on a court. They run up and down with a ball in their hand, and they shoot into a net. And like I said, 53,000 people were watching a two-game event at the Euros.
Seems like cheating.
That's insane. But if you look at the United States, crickets. The last time we played was in 1996 in Atlanta. I think they've only had 2 Olympic wins, or maybe 4 international wins.
We only get to play when we're the host country, right?
Yeah, we only get to play when we're the host. It's pathetic how bad we are. And I'm thinking, like, why can't we get more guys playing handball? It's not that difficult of a sport to learn, but
we can't be good at all the sports.
Yeah, we can't be good at sports.
I want to know why. I want to know, like the rest of the internet, why, if we're so happy about guns and shootings here in America, how come we did not place higher in those?
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
why are
our shooting teams suck.
Yeah, they suck.
We can't get a good old boy. Team's good. They're just all unavailable.
I had to listen. You know what? His was much better than mine. My punchline was much darker. The targets weren't moving.
Yeah. But anyway,
I used to work with a bunch of
I didn't do it.
exchange people from Europe. From a couple were from Norway. Somebody was from the Netherlands. We had somebody from another country. But yeah, they all raved about team handball. They used to talk about it all the time. So it's very popular in Europe. But yeah,
It's a good school, like
it's fun to watch.
school activity. We played it in gym class forever. Yeah, we always called it European handball.
oh,
So because there is a handball that's like it's like a racquetball with
Yeah.
Right.
a
You're right.
racket, right?
you're
Right.
right. You're right. It's like the old Italians play that in my neighborhood. They're like, well, 50 years old, which I'm about to be, but back in the day, we're like, look at those old guys playing handball.
Hey, we're playing a handball over here.
Yeah,
And Gregory mentioned something I wanted to bring up. Do they still do the modern pentathlon?
What
How can
is
the modern pentathlon keep being modern?
Yeah, that's right. At some point, it's got to be the old the
what
ancient
the
pentathlon.
hell is a pentathlon?
It's 5 sports that you would think is totally unrelated, but there's a story that goes along with it. It's like he had to swim
Swimming.
across a river and then get in a sword fight, and then he had to ride his horse somewhere and shoot somebody, and then he had to run home or something like that. I don't know that I just totally made that up, but there is a story that connects those 5 unrelated sports.
I mean,
It's
you're
like
not
shooting,
far off,
fishing,
dude.
swimming.
You're
that-
not far off. It's swimming, equestrian, laser pistol, cross country.
Yeah.
That's like the biathlon in the Winter Olympics, where it's skiing and shooting.
Now,
Yep,
do
it's a
the
sport.
women do decathlons yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Because forever it was, that
Yeah.
the women couldn't run as far as the men. So like, according to the Olympics. So, they didn't do marathons or they didn't do the as long or whatever.
Gregory just answered your question, Dave.
Which
Yeah, I
ended
think
up
it's-
doing
I think there's a world championship. for that.
heptathlon. That's what, 7 events?
Is that 8 or 7?
I think it's 7.
Oh, the heptathlon. Oh boy, we're learning our root words here, guys.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm gonna forget in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. But like I said, there's a lot of these weird oddball sports. Obviously, some of these track and field sports. Some people like them, some people don't. But it's if you're rooting for your country, or you got a favorite, or I know when Michael Phelps was swimming, everybody was talking about him. All my female friends were in love with him, and I remember FloJo running. We all thought she was pretty cool with the nails, and
I remember FloJo.
yeah, it's just
FloJo
just
got busted.
I remember Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Jackie Joyner, or was it Jackie Joyner Kersey, the one with the nails?
Both. There's both. Oh,
Yeah.
with the nails was FloJo, but
FloJo had the nails.
I know Dave hasn't been a fan since what was it? Johnson got banned for steroids in '88.
Oh, well, that's probably one of the things that I like least about the Olympics, especially the track and field, is that, and I'm not going to say that Ben Johnson wasn't dirty. He was dirty, but everybody on that line was dirty. Everyone, Carl Lewis, everyone. And if you saw the 9.79 30 for 30, they went through and basically every guy except for the one American guy, I can't remember, but every single guy that was in that final tested positive at some point. And Carl Lewis did it before the Olympics. And the USOC sort of scuttlebutted and they called it an unintentional positive or something like that. And then, so
what?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was totally bogus. So when I see guys now who are running faster than Ben Johnson did then, why would I think that they're clean?
Yeah.
Michael Phelps came out today and said, well, people who get caught doping should be banned for life. And I don't disagree with him, but I think that's everybody. So.
Right.
The good pictures.
FloJo I don't know if FloJo actually tested positive, but I'm pretty sure that steroids had something to do with her extremely premature heart attack.
Ooh. Yeah.
No.
We don't know what athletes were taking, and there's definitely a checkered past there. But
we used to have a radio guy here. He'd get Donovan Bailey on. And Donovan Bailey in Canada is supposed to be the redemption, right? Like he won the 100, I don't know, 8 years after Ben Johnson did, or 12 years or whatever. And he would, and he would say right to his face online, he'd be like, prove to me that you're clean. Oh, well, I did this, I did that. And he's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe anybody is clean in this sport. It's like, it's cycling without the Lance Armstrong, right? So, yeah, I mean, the track is fine. I don't know if you saw the guy who won the hammer throw. He was a Canadian guy. He looked like Gallagher, the watermelon guy.
Oh,
What is
God.
that?
He was kind of funny. If there was one thing I could change about the Olympics, it would be who is providing the warm-up outfits. So like, the team tracksuits or whatever. So in Canada this year, they were done by Lululemon.
Oh God.
And they are hideous. They're probably the worst I've ever seen. It's bad enough that it's not a Canadian company who's doing them. They've been called like extremely vulgar things all the way to they had a lineup. I saw this on Instagram. They had a lineup of Canadian athletes all in their little tracksuits, and underneath it they had like a line of raw bacon. And it's like, look, the Canadians are just bacon.
See, you're during the Olympics. What are you talking about?
They're the most horrible outfits ever.
Yeah,
we've got a picture up right now of one of the medals. And did you guys know that every medal given out has a piece of the Eiffel Tower in it?
I think I did hear that, but
doesn't the Eiffel Tower need all its pieces?
No, we took out a bolt from the top.
Maybe they took out a rusty beam and made gold medals out of them. I don't know.
Yeah, we took out a couple stairs, couple foundations. Tipping.
Nothing weight bearing.
Maybe. Okay, so here's a question for you to bring it more stadium journey-ish.
Nice.
Do you have any desire to go to the Olympics? And I know, Paul, you did go to the Olympics.
I've been to the Olympics.
Way back when they were in black and white.
Yes, we didn't have color in real life.
But would you go? Would you consider going to the modern Olympics?
No.
I would go.
This was the year that Boston was the odds-on favorite to get the Olympics, and I think they were going to be awarded the Olympics, but then they put it to the vote, and us here in Massachusetts said, "Hell no, we don't want them."
Oh yeah,
so that's how they ended up in Paris. And funny enough, a lot of the ideas that were floated around for Boston are being used by Paris, because such as the free-flowing opening ceremonies and stuff.
Cardboard beds. Is that a Boston thing?
What's that?
Cardboard beds?
That's been a thing in like the last 12 Olympics. It's always a complaint.
Yeah.
Well, we're just like Boston. We'll just do what they wanted to do.
When
I'm so glad they didn't come here.
Toronto tried to get the Olympics a few times, Summer Olympics, and
I mean, what kind of crazy city would want them anymore? You gotta have a.
Well, the possibilities, location possibilities are so drastically reduced, partially because there's been a bit of a cleaning up in the IOC, right? So, at one point the IOC was as dirty as FIFA, if not more, right? We're going to go check out this location for the Olympics possibilities. Don't check our bags of money that we're bringing back with us. Like, it was just so dirty. And now, it's financially, most places can't do it.
No, you wouldn't want to do it. I mean,
it's going to end up being like a 6-city rotation, I think now. Well,
it
won't matter to me. I'll be gone.
I mean, Montreal took how many years to pay off their Olympics? From
I think they just paid it off last year.
1976.
Yeah, it was. If you think about it, and like any of the history, the Olympics probably would have died without Peter Ueberroth, because he was the one that in '84 in Los Angeles, he really turned it around. He made it like a money-making.
And everybody complained about it all the way to the bank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what they say. Los Angeles is equipped with the facilities and the location and the transportation.
Well, they just awarded one of the Winter Olympics to Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
because Salt Lake City just had it and still has all the buildings.
2002.
Yeah, Salt Lake City has done well maintaining their facilities, especially like the skiing
They
stuff,
don't have anything else.
ski jumping,
Yeah,
and all that
hockey
kind of
What
stuff.
are you gonna do? Tear it on a mountain?
Yeah.
Well, it would be nice to hold it someplace with mountains.
But you can you don't have to have it as a training facility anymore, but they do.
Okay, you
Well,
guys are
look at
smarter
Sochi,
than me.
right? Sochi's just all ruins from their Olympics.
Yeah.
You guys are smarter than me about venues.
Yeah.
So the venues that are set up for the pools, is that it? Like, is there anything else going on in there, or are they going to fill it in, or is that just going to be a pool facility?
I think the pool in Paris is temporary. Is it not? Did they not just like? I thought I saw a video with them building this pool, like almost like a hockey rink, right? Putting the boards together and building around it, and somebody did that out in a stadium somewhere. I forget where. But
I just was wondering because
something
I was
similar.
like, are these existing? Because a lot of some cities they'll build new stuff and try to use it later,
think
or
this-
it'll go
I
to
think,
ruin.
yeah,
Like, is this stuff there already,
I
or
think
is
it's
this
the only new venue that was built for these Olympics? So I
was
don't
the
think
swimming?
I don't think it will be
Oh, wow.
temporary.
I was going to ask that question. How much did Paris actually build for this Olympics?
I mean, if you just built one new venue, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and I would imagine they wouldn't like a city that old would have a lot of stuff. Like,
Is that why?
Right?
Is that why they don't have baseball?
Well,
Yeah, we're not
baseball,
building
too.
any stupid
baseball was
baseball diamond.
is why they
took
don't
out
have baseball.
several Olympics ago, so they didn't have to worry about baseball. I don't know. They probably, well, heck, they would have had that. Maybe they would have had that in the grounds of Versailles.
Yeah, maybe.
Some bleachers.
But
How
the other thing is all of these, like the more specialized the events get, and the more they bring in new events, the more venues you need.
Right, because
Right.
you need a lot of auditorium for swimming and diving. You need a cyclodrome. You need all these specialized.
You need some
places.
kind of soccer stadium, and Paris has soccer stadiums, obviously. And, you need arenas for the handball and the basketball and the 3-on-3 basketball, and
when you do
facilities for
surfing, you just go to Tahiti.
But I mean,
Fair enough.
that's the thing. It's building. It's like when they were building baseball stadiums in China and Greece. It's like, well, what are we going to do with them after?
No. They were building them in China.
Building them in China.
So with the triathlon and the events that have required to be in the river,
It's gorgeous, by the way.
this is 2 Olympics in a row where it's been the same issue, right? So does that put that event in jeopardy?
Wait. So I'm sorry. Say that again.
Well, so the triathlon and anything that was going in the river has been a big issue, right? Because E. coli and
the Belgian team bowed out, right?
But it happened the same thing happened last Olympics, right?
In Tokyo.
Oh, I couldn't tell you about last Olympics.
So like, is this becoming a thing?
Yes, I understand what you're saying now. I'm assuming
the
it
last
is, right?
Olympics was in Tokyo, wasn't it in Brazil?
No, it was
Before
Tokyo.
that was Rio, correct?
It was Tokyo the last one.
It was Tokyo last one. That was
21.
the
Sorry, Summer Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Yeah. But they had to hold it the next year.
Maybe I'm skipping one though. But it did happen. Maybe it was in Rio that it happened. Like it was all the waterways was all.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, and then the piranhas ate them all too.
Yeah, wow, I'm losing. COVID screwed up all my years, man. Like it really did. Like I'm like, well, now I don't know.
But then you're running into these same issues. Like, does that put that event in jeopardy? Like, well, we're gonna host the Olympics, but we can't host triathlon because we got nowhere to host it. We don't have any clean water. So
No, I think what's going to happen is, like we were talking about cities not being able to afford it. I think it's going to have to spread out. Like you can't just have everything unless you're Los Angeles, I guess. It's
triathlon also in Tahiti.
Triathlon, like I don't know. We were talking about Boston a minute ago. All right, the triathlon is down on Cape Cod. This is going to be out in the mountains out in Western Massachusetts. This one's going to be up in Maine. The sailing was going to be in Rhode Island. So that was their initial plan. So I think you might see stuff like that where things are spread out a whole lot more.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Nice is being used for a stadium for soccer, and Marceau is being used. So it is in other cities. Just like, when you asked, would you go to an Olympic event? In 1996, I believe one of the soccer matches were going to be played at RFK Stadium in Washington.
Ew.
And it was Ghana. I don't know who else they were playing, but it was two teams that, weren't going to sell out. Well, maybe they would have. And my friend Steve and I were like, yeah, that'd be cool to drive 4 hours south just to see an Olympic event. When are we going to say that again? And for some reason, we didn't do that. And, so you look at the Atlanta Olympics, they had games in Birmingham and they had games in DC. So, if you go to the Olympics.com Paris venues, yeah, you're going to see a lot of these venues are spread out, for floor, for the field hockey, for rugby sevens.
Well, according to this article, Business Insider, Paris built two brand new venues. And I'm assuming one of it is one of them was the aquatic center where the swimming is, and I'm assuming the other one is the badminton. That one, the Eiffel Tower Stadium, which it's going to fall soon since they keep taking pieces off it.
Can you imagine if that was a baseball stadium with the Eiffel Tower?
With that view, that'd be kind of cool.
That would be wild.
And if it was in France, it'd probably be just as full.
Yeah.
That is true. Actually, been watching the volleyball. That's pretty well attended. And I'm sure.
I was just referring to baseball in France. And
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Crickets. Yeah. French crickets.
What do French crickets say?
Oui, oui. You try to be this clever.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere near the Olympics. I mean,
no, I agree.
When the World Cup comes to Toronto, like, I'm gonna hide out in Wasaga, I think.
No, see,
and that's
now
just
they said 2 arenas,
4 matches.
The basketball arena was also built for this, so the beginning of the article lied. So that's 4
liars.
Well, some of these could be temporary. Like that stadium and that Eiffel Tower Stadium is obviously temporary.
Oh God, yeah.
And
it'd be cool to keep it there, though.
It would be, just to keep the stand someplace.
Wow, that's cool.
When you need it.
Is tennis an Olympic sport?
Yes.
Are they playing at Roland Garros?
Roland Garros, yeah.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know. There's so many stupid sports in the Olympics.
Why are you guys not getting updates? I am, and I've only watched swimming.
Rhythmic gymnastics, cycling.
I believe some Durandi,
table tennis.
Durandi NL
BMX racing
said, I believe some are funded by the teams to be used later on. Also wanted us to mention that Netherlands went up on top over France in second OT in the men's 3-on-3 basketball, which I was talking about not knowing things that happen. I didn't know there was 3-on-3 basketball, and now I'm pissed I didn't see that because I wouldn't watch that.
Yeah.
So now you know why the United States sucks at 3-on-3 basketball?
Because none of them are American.
No, because you have to play in a certain number of sanctioned international events and have so many points to make your national team. And all the events are during the NBA season or the college season, so none of our players are playing. That's why you get like what's his name? Jimmer Fredette as our best player because
Eddie got hurt.
Yeah, he's not doing anything.
Kevin Brinks was supposed to be on the Olympics.
Who's your best player?
Jimmer Fredette.
Jimmer Fredette.
Didn't the Americans go over in 3-on-3?
I don't know.
I think they did.
And the Netherlands routed them. The Netherlands spanked them in 3-on-3.
Well, we're talking about why are they not good at handball? We're not good at 3-on-3 basketball.
I'd be great at handball.
No, that's not true. If we could take the top, 5 guys, 6 guys that did make the Olympic team, I think we would have kicked some rear end.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just, you're thinking the U.S. men or the women should go and do well at 3-on-3 basketball.
There you go.
We don't. 21-6.
Yeah, but
they were right there till the end.
I totally get that. You need to have qualifiers and everything so that you don't have 200 teams showing up.
The U.S.
right?
U.S. had them right where they wanted them.
At 3-on-3, it's 1 point for a basket and 2 points for a 3-pointer.
You know what? If the Winter
points
Olympics
for a
doesn't
2 points for a long shot.
if the Winter Olympics don't have 3-on-3 hockey this coming year, I'm going to be upset.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Good.
Now
Lord,
they
Dan.
have to.
3-on-3
Well, what
hockey
about the
is the
Winter
worst thing ever in
Oh, I
life.
enjoyed the hell out of
It
that.
is so bad.
Oh,
Only
I
because
enjoyed
the
it.
coaches have learned how to take the fun out of it.
Let's cycle around. Oh, there's nothing there. Let's
Well,
cycle
yep,
back.
I hate that too. I hate
Listen,
that
you
too.
got to
doing
adjust the
figure eights.
rules, but I want an Olympic 3-on-3 right now. Maybe half the ice rink. Nah,
Yeah, but then it's just 5-on-5 with less people.
that's not how
So-
math works.
Since I'm not quite
In my
done
head, it
railing
does.
on the Olympics, the coverage, to me, has just been, some of it's okay. Like when they do like the profile of somebody and they get into the backstory, that's fine. But just the elitism, and it's common across sports now, but the number of shots of celebrities in the crowd, like it's just like another reminder that you can't afford to be
You
here.
can't
This
afford
is not for you people at home.
Well, we saw
come
that
and
article on
watch.
Stadium Journey. How many hits did it
This
get?
is elite. We are elite people.
Well, it is, isn't it?
The one
How
written
do
by
you
the
not?
bot.
Well, wait a minute. How do you not get that feeling watching baseball when you see all those people sitting in the seats? I agree with you, Dave. By the way, I'm adding to it, not debating you. When you see them sitting in the seats that are right behind home plate in the nice comfy chairs, $5,000 a pop, and they're doing this the whole time. Are you effing kidding me? Are you serious? You're right there, and I saw a shot of Mick Jagger in the crowd.
People knew who he was.
You know exactly the picture I'm talking about. A picture of Mick Jagger in the crowd at the Paris Olympics. There's like Mick and like 10 other people in the shot. Everybody else is looking at their phone or filming around them with their phone, not noticing the fact that Mick frickin' Jagger
Yes, I saw that.
is right there. And it wasn't a bunch of young people, Dave, just to defend my logic here. It wasn't like a 17-year-old going, who the hell's this old fart? Everybody in that picture should have gone, oh, that's Mick Jagger. And nobody was looking. I was like, get off your phone. This
It's
is
because
for
they were
me.
busy watching Snoop Dogg.
This is coming for
Yeah,
me.
they're
Get
paying
off your
attention to the
phone.
event.
Get off your phone.
Snoop Dogg's getting up there. He's got to be in his 60s now, huh?
No, he's
would think
early
so.
50s.
No, he's older than me, I thought.
No, he was born 71, 72.
I'll
He
find out.
well, he's my wife's age. And she says that. She's like, Snoop Dogg and I are the same age, but he looks like he's in his 60s.
Well, his lifetime of smoking dope will do that to you.
Wow,
Yeah.
52.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, I was way off.
Yeah.
Nice to out your wife like that.
Now, the fun fact that I learned, the piece that I learned from the Olympics that
Oh,
surprised
yeah.
me the most is that Snoop Dogg has been married 30 years to
That's
the
good.
same person. That's
Like the
surprising.
doggy style.
They write the jokes right themselves, folks.
Like themselves.
I don't know where to go from there.
That's from the
Missionary.
video. What's my name?
Thank you, tip your waitress. We'll be here all week.
Go
All
missionary.
right. So, I want to do that. So we talked about sports you like to watch. Some of you guys say you don't like. I mean, was there a time you enjoyed watching an Olympic event that?
I enjoy. Listen, Kelly watches as much as she can, and the Peacock app is. I'm 50-50 on the Peacock app because, yes, they have like everything you can imagine.
Why is everybody's hair purple in that shot?
Because the lighting
Oh.
above them, I assume. Either that or it's a celebration I was not aware of. But the Peacock app also kind of doesn't work 90% of the time. But I'll go downstairs, like after we're done this and she's watching the rest of what's being aired tonight, and I'll go downstairs thinking I have to watch more Olympics. And within 6 seconds, I'm invested. Like with the Katie Ledecky stuff, that woman was barely kicking her feet underneath that water. I don't know how she did that.
Did you see that race where no one else was even in the screen?
The shot,
when she finished?
yeah. When they pull all the way back, you can see everybody, but when they zoomed in less than halfway, they're all gone. That's how fast she was. It was like slowly gaining and then slowly not gaining, like at all. She had to at the last like lap and a half, she put on the jets, no pun intended. But I was invested in that. And then volleyball, and it had nothing to do with what they were wearing, although that was something I noticed after I stopped. I was walking by it and I stopped. It was Italy versus USA women's, and I got invested at them trading points. Like I just stood there. I didn't even sit. I was just, oh, come on. Damn. Like, so at the same time where I'm like, when they announce the Olympics, I don't care. And then I watch the opening ceremony just to see what it is. Oh, I don't care. And then the very next second, I'm on the edge of my seat going, all right, let's go. So the field hockey. There is a play the American field hockey team did the other day that was spectacular. It looked like a power play on ice hockey. It went bang, 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 boom. And I was like, how did you do that? And, they're down all the way hunched over with the sticks and their hands are right above the hook. I don't know what you call that. And they did this tic-tac-toe play. And I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anybody talk bad about field hockey again. Shut your mouth.
Well, what about the women's rugby team that scored?
Oh, God, yeah.
That amazing Christy Kirsch.
Was that the last second win? The buzzer beating?
The last second, like she ran 90 yards for the convert, and then for the try, and then the convert. If I know scored with 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Australia took the lead, and then USA barely had a minute, and she just takes a handoff and runs straight up the field. I mean, that type of stuff, if you were not watching it, but you see the highlight, that should excite you. I hope it does. And it gives Christy a little national attention. I don't know how long it lasts, but I think that's the first time we bronzed in rugby. I know it's a newer sport for the Olympics, but I mean, that's like an NFL team in the Super Bowl or a playoff game scoring from their own end zone almost to win the game, and then scoring the extra point to win. It's not automatic these days. And
I got to tell you, like announcing has given me a perspective on some of these sports that I do enjoy watching. Like watching a whole track and field meet. It's a little different on TV because you're not there in the middle of it. But to sit there and watch a track and field meet, that's actually kind of fun. Or a swim meet, or like you mentioned, volleyball. Volleyball is such a fun sport to watch. That's one that I could really get into in the Olympics. So some of these that are not our mainstream sports, like Dan said, you could start just kind of, all right, this is what's on, and by the end you're into it.
Yeah, and like I said, you may be in for it for a few days during the Olympics. I did talk to a gentleman from the Minnesota Team Handball Association. He says during the Olympics they get about 8 to 10 people a week contacting him, and that's when he picks up most of his new players. He said during the Olympic runs he'll pick up about 9 to 12 people. A bunch of people come out, play. They'll do some free scrimmages and practices, and sometimes the people like it so much that they stay. So, things like that you like hearing about. I know that happened with curling in 2002. My buddy and I in New Jersey went to a curling club, and he liked it so much he stayed and continued playing with the club and went on bonspiels around Canada and the U.S. So, and some of those guys are training for the Olympics, surprisingly or not. He was thinking like, hey, I could represent the U.S. It just depends how, just depends if things work out. And right now with U.S. team handball, if we do get a prominent handball team one day, it's going to come from these amateur clubs in Minneapolis, Boston, New York, and there's not a lot of them. So those kind of stories are fascinating. The people that are just like you and me, we work, but we have this skill that's an Olympic event, and we live in a country where there's not a lot of competition for that event.
That reminds me, like when we were in high school in 1984, we looked into actually becoming the Liechtenstein national basketball team and playing in the Olympics. We actually even one of the kids even contacted the embassy to see if it was possible.
What do you say?
No.
No, couldn't happen. Well, we had this big dream. We were going to be the Liechtenstein team. We were going to represent them. We're going to get to play against Michael Jordan and Patrick Ewing, and everybody else was on that team in '84.
Spanked? You wanted to go there to get spanked? Is that what
Absolutely. I was gonna guard Ewing 1-on-1. I didn't even want double teams.
Oh,
But it's fun to be
not a bad idea. That's not a bad
16
idea.
and dream, right?
Well, then you watch some of these Olympians. You may have one Olympian for one country.
Yeah.
You know.
I always love that in the opening ceremony when they walk in, just one person.
That's another thing that I feel has changed over the years is like some of these guys are just bouncing from country to country.
Yeah.
Right. And
Joel Embiid.
you know, so I know Dan's going to be upset by this, but like
That
Joel
is a
Embiid, who used to be not American, now he is American and can't understand why everybody in France is booing him. And like, okay,
He's from Cameroon. I don't know why France is booing him anyway.
I don't know. Maybe because he was French Cameroon. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, what is the rule for international competition? If a grandparent was from the country, you could qualify for citizenship. Is that the way it works?
I'm not sure.
I just know this from baseball. I think I read that because
You're
that's how
asking the
that's how the
wrong
Americans end up playing for Italy or something like that.
Yeah.
Like Mike Piazza was on the Italian WBC team.
And there's way too much stupid drama with that team. Who's getting what playing time and
I don't care.
oh my gosh.
It's annoying.
All right, guys. So that's where we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Thanks everyone for listening. This didn't exactly go the way I think we expected it to, but I had fun. So I hope you guys did too, and the listeners. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Dan, where can our listeners follow you? Now that the panhammer has struck.
Well, you can follow me on all social media platforms at DanLaw83, except Twitter, DanLaw TV.
And Mark, where can our listeners follow you online?
Ballpark Hunter on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram.
Oh, and you got any stadium journeys lined up for the next couple of weeks?
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I know there's some Prospect League playoff games, but I think they're all during the week. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to the
Tahiti to watch the surfing.
Tahiti.
Is that actually where it is?
There's a Little League stadium. Really? They just built this Little League stadium, and I'm supposed to go there for some of the opening, well, not the opening ceremonies, but for some of the playoff games. Whoever wins gets to go to, I think they go to Williamsport if whoever wins the Central Region Championship. So I may do that, but I may not. It's just school's back in session, and I'd like to hit some more minor league games, but I don't know. May still plan that trip to Cleveland and hit some of those ballparks out there, but we'll see. I'm getting lazy in my older years. I just want to take my Wagovian.
I mean, the man went abroad already this year. Leave him alone.
Yeah, it would be nice to because you got that in you. You want to go someplace, So
Stupid school,
stupid August. But then football season comes, and I know. And if Lloyd Brown is watching, I am going to Valpo this year to cover the football stadium. So I'll do that. That's not for another month.
I only asked about 2 weeks, Mark.
No, 2 weeks. You're right. You're right. What am I talking about there? Valpo football.
Yeah, football season's sneaking up on us.
It's coming up.
Dave, where can our listeners follow you, and what stadium journeys do you have planned?
Profan9 on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. Keep rejigging these, but I think I've got it locked in now. So a lot up on the next couple weeks. Welland Jackfish and Buffalo Bisons and Chatham Kent Barnstormers. That's this weekend. Then putting the family in the car. We're doing a little old-fashioned road trip. Haven't done one quite like this in a while. So Hall of Fame, Binghamton Rumble Ponies, Harrisburg Senators, Wilmington Blue Rocks, and wrapping it up with the Philadelphia Phillies.
So that's what I want to do. I want to do something like that.
Somewhere in the background, I hear Lindsey Buckingham singing. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, got it.
Okay,
No, we're not gonna shoot it. I couldn't get tickets for the ballpark tour in Philly, so that upset me. But we're not gonna hold anybody up and force.
Are they sold out?
Give us a tour. Yeah, they were sold out.
Let's
Anyway,
see.
Profan9.
Who are they
Profan9.
playing
And
that
for
day?
me, follow my stadium journeys on Twitter and Instagram at PuckmanRI. Let's see. I just finished one baseball season. probably one baseball franchise. We'll see what happens, but I think the Brockton Rocks played their last game yesterday. So that leaves the New England Knockouts still have another month in their season. So I've got a homestand coming up for them, and I actually have a weekend off next weekend. So we'll probably hit a baseball game or two. Probably you'll find me at the Woo Sox in Worcester, or perhaps the Yard Goats over in Hartford. So to be determined. And remember, you find all of our stadium reviews, news items, and other feature stories at stadiumjourney.com. Please connect with us on our social media channels. We're easy to find at Stadium Journey. To look for episodes of the Stadium Journey podcast, just simply type in HIAC Talk Radio Network wherever you look for your favorite podcasts. And if you'd rather watch the podcast, check out our YouTube page. And as always, you can join us for our live streams every other Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, if you're following any of us on social media, or even if you're following Stadium Journey, you'll be able to have a roadmap to find us. And thanks everybody who did join us and participated tonight. We appreciate you very much.
Yeah, very much.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. That takes us to August the 19th. Do we have a topic for the night August yet, or no? I know we got people in the works, but nobody's settled yet, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So stay tuned.
Good
And
luck.
everyone. Yeah, Dan?
No, I said good luck.
Oh, thanks. As always, guys, thanks everyone for your support. For Dan, Mark, and Dave, this is Paul wishing you all safe journeys and close games.